We're live.
Right.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, hey. What's up?
How's everybody doing? All right, guys, we got another show here today. This is the French Workbench podcast, and I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. We got some good advice here today from some good real estate agents in studio here today. And if you guys haven't really looked at my channel, I want you guys to make some comments in the comment section. If you have any questions, you can ask some questions. And I got a couple of real estate agents here from the team. And we have really good people on the team. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, when you start looking around at real estate agents and how they're groomed and how people are really starting to come into their own, you guys are coming into your own right now. And so I wanted to introduce a couple of real estate agents on the team. They're going to talk about the hustle. They both work on the Strip. And we're first going to introduce, I want to talk with, we got Sandy Geddes, right? And she's from Simply Vegas. Sandy, how you doing today?
Amazing. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. And then we also have another person. She's also a real estate agent that works on the Strip. And today we're going to talk about what's going on with the Strip and also being a real estate agent and how you kind of juggle both. So without further ado, we're going to talk to Tiffany Finn. Tiffany, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So ladies, you guys, I've been wanting to get you guys on here for a while now.
Yeah.
And we finally did it. And you guys finally showed up, and we're here to have some fun. We're here to talk about some things that's going on, maybe just on the Strip, also what your challenges are in real estate. And really, you have to hustle right now, right? I mean, it's just it's a situation where hustling is part of real estate, but you also, you know, you got to really put yourself out there. You got to make the phone calls. You got to grind. It's definitely a hard position to be in right now when there's not a lot of properties on the market, right? What do you guys think about that?
Definitely.
Go ahead. We'll talk with you.
It has definitely been a grind.
Yeah, it's a grind, right?
The calling every day, making sure you're following up with your leads, staying on top of it.
Yeah.
And trying not to get outbid by cash buyers has definitely been the struggle right now.
So how about you, Tiffany? You've been doing this a little bit of time now. We're not going to put you out there, but you understand the business,
yes,
and you know what's going on, and you're part of the team. So we really want to put you guys out there and put you ladies out there and make sure that you guys are getting exposed, making sure that you guys have all the right tools and everything. So some of the challenges you're seeing out there right now with real estate, it's pretty tough, right?
It is tough.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Things are going so fast. There's not enough houses. I mean, literally, a house will be on the market for a day and it already has 40 offers.
Yeah.
So it's crazy times right now.
So let's talk about the Strip. Everybody was, you know, locked down in their homes for the most part. You guys obviously were doing real estate, but you were doing both. And I think the hard part is finding out how to juggle working on the Strip, finding the time to figure out how you can do real estate and make those phone calls and do the grinding part that's needed. So Sandy, we'll talk with you first. You know, how long you been working on the Strip and where do you work?
Well, I've been on the Strip for 10 years now.
Okay.
And with Tao Group, I love it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of been really hard to
Tao
separate
Group.
myself.
That's nice.
I
Is it coming back? Like everybody always asks the question, you know, is Vegas coming back? Are we full capacity? What do you think?
It's been crazy busy this past month or two. Like
It's
people are
busy.
itching to go out.
Yeah.
Spend their money. I feel like.
I think it's because everybody's been
crazy.
cooped up, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
definitely, yeah.
I can't take it anymore. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to go crazy. So you see a huge amount of people coming into it's the nightclub you work at, right, Sandy? Is it the night part?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a day part and a night part, but you work the night part, you work the day part, right, Tiffany?
Yeah, but we kind of help each other out, and we
Yeah.
both work at both venues. But yeah.
Yeah. What I was going to say is that, so when you look at the venues that are out, is anything in Vegas down on the Strip, is any of that part, or is there any section that's not open? Like most of the clubs are open, right?
Oh my God.
I think
Are
most
they?
of the clubs are open. They're kind of more open as lounges.
Okay.
But most of the pool parties and clubs are coming back. I think
They are.
we definitely closed down last year for a few months.
Yeah.
So that was kind of hard. I feel like a lot of people had to kind of transition into new jobs and kind of, you know, figure out what they were going to do.
Sure.
But this is kind of why we got into real estate.
Definitely, yeah.
But I think, things are open back up now.
So what do you do down there on the Strip? Like are you a cocktail waitress?
Yes.
Okay.
Bottle service.
Bottle
Yeah.
service. So that's probably pretty exciting, right? You got some exciting
Very.
things. Do you meet a lot of celebrities or do you see a lot of celebrities? You
I
do,
knew
right?
That question was coming.
Well, because you know why? I was a server on the Strip.
Really?
Yeah, I was a server for a
Where?
while. I used to work at the Aladdin.
Okay.
Okay, and right when it switched over, I was going to college and doing my thing. But I actually met quite a few people that were celebrities. I met like Bruce Willis, Demi Moore. I actually served. Who was that girl from The Mask? What's her name? I forgot.
Cameron Diaz?
Cameron
I
Diaz.
was gonna say, I was like,
I actually served her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
wow, that's yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. So is there somebody like, I'm sure you guys, do you get like, she's like, yeah.
So many.
So many,
Yeah,
huh?
We have a lot of.
But you
really
got to keep
high
that
profile.
quiet, huh? It's like on the DL type thing where you got to
really.
just be, no?
I've had to sign a few NDAs, but one of my most exciting ones, since I'm from Chicago and grew up being a huge Bulls fan.
Sure.
I was gonna say, high-fiving Michael Jordan, serving him and his family. It was a birthday party. That was definitely one of my highlights for being a server.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, it's Michael Jordan.
Yeah. I heard he's kind of rough around the edges though a little bit. Is he?
He's quiet. He just wanted to, keep to himself, be private, and enjoy a cigar and just not be bothered. But
Sure.
he high-fived me, and I literally haven't washed my hands since. No, I'm just kidding. COVID,
It's a hand.
obviously.
That's a hand of money right there. Tons of money. Don't wash it. It's good luck now. So what about you, Tiffany? I mean, you go down there.
We've had a ton of athletes.
Yeah.
We have so many athletes. So we've had the Lakers championship celebration at Marquee. We've
Oh,
had
that
the
was-
Warriors
that was a
celebration
huge-
championship. Like the trophies coming in, the whole entire team.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. We've had Kevin Hart comes in all the time.
Kevin Hart, too, huh? He's a funny
he
guy,
he's
man.
so
Yeah.
nice too. So like
some
down
people
to earth.
some
Super
people don't
nice.
like him, but
No,
I
he's
love
so
him, man.
cool.
He's a good
like
dude.
Wiz comes in all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people that come in all the time, and we just love serving them. I mean, they're
Do,
just
do-
they're
and
great
I'm,
people.
I'm not trying to say, but I know everybody's professional. I'm sure you keep it. But do they try to like not hit on you? But is it kind of like sometimes some of these athletes kind of not really, kind of, or they just kind of friendly? You know what I mean?
There's like
Say more.
more friendly.
More
I mean,
friendly.
there's like a lot of other girls around. We just kind of push them their way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are like, here you go.
Yeah.
You can take that one. So
Yeah.
Especially if they come in with females. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You kind of
We
want to make the females
Respect and make them feel special.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys, honestly, it's an interesting job. I mean, it's like this. We all go to work 9 to 5 like I do now. You go home and there's not really much to talk about other than just doing loans, right? Because we do, I do loans, but you do other things, and it's interesting because people want to know like really what goes down there, you know,
Yeah.
what goes on down there.
You know
So
what's so cool is like we just meet so many people, and we've worked for that company for so long. So it's really what we love to do. And I mean, what other job can you be listening to music, great DJs,
Yeah.
having fun,
Yeah,
meeting people
exactly.
from all around the world, and like
Yeah.
serving them, and just like making sure they have a great time. So
Yeah.
we love it.
So you guys
And make good money.
And you make good money, right?
Yeah.
So do you ever get to a point where it's like, you know what, you got like when I used to serve, there'd always be people where you would meet up after hours, right? You would have to go and have a drink or do. So it's kind of like a camaraderie thing, right? With all the industry people, everybody kind of like, hey, how you doing? Everybody kind of knows
Yeah.
each other.
Super small world. Vegas, I feel like everybody knows each other. And
Yeah.
everyone takes care of each other too. So it's like, if you want to go to EBC one day, or you want to go to Marquee, or you want to go here, we all take care of each other in the industry. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
It's hard too because sometimes when you get into the industry and you're working and you're making good money, right?
Right.
I mean, you're making sometimes better money than you do in real estate.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
some of these people, but you got to transition at some point,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, cocktailing has a shelf life, so you have to like transition into something else. For
Right. So, and that's a good point. You know, it really is. And so when you look at where we're at as far as real estate and how you're down there working on the strip, sometimes though, it's like, for me, it was kind of hard because do I really want to take that risk and do something else, when the money's just guaranteed? So, I think a lot of people look at the strip as being an opportunity to kind of settle down. I have a lot of friends that use the strip where they figure out what they want to do. It's maybe they don't know what they want to do. Maybe they're just like, I want to do this maybe, or I want to do that. Do you guys have friends that kind of do the same thing where it's good money? It doesn't take a lot to work with, you know what I mean? And you can make good money, you could pay your bills, but it's obviously not the final destination of where people want to be, right?
Oh, for sure. We have so many friends that are still in school. We have friends that are nurses. We have friends that are lawyers. We have a lot of like girls that are doing a lot of other things, and that's just their side hustle, which is like what we were doing is just trying to make extra money. So
Yeah,
and
it's
meet the people.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you guys, tell me. I mean, you guys obviously when you go down to the strip, is it the same as far as the clientele? Like a lot of people think that maybe the clientele's dropped off, right? And maybe some of the things that's going on because you see the strip, you see what's going on down there. Has it pretty much been pretty good? I mean, as far as the people and the quality of people, I'm not saying there's bad people down there, but some people are like, oh man, some people aren't tipping, some people are. So is that is that something that's kind of like, not for you guys personally, but as a whole, is it something that you guys are looking at?
I feel like last year there was definitely a different clientele. But this year, I think it's gone back up. Last year, yeah, the room rates were a lot lower, so you would see a different kind of clientele, like people trying to use their stimulus money,
right?
And
I was gonna say all the
trying not to tip and everything.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely gone up, and the room rates are back to normal.
Back to normal.
And like you can see the strip, it's busy, you know. So
very busy. Yeah,
people are out and they're spending money and they're coming here, you know, for a reason. So
have you guys? So let's talk about how you got into what you do, right? So you guys are on the team, you know, you're on Chuckett's team. You guys are on, you know, if you can find them, we'll show you guys the website here shortly, lvhomeexperts.com. So how did you get into real estate, Sandy?
I've always had a passion for real estate. It's always been kind of on my list of things that I wanted to excel in.
Sure.
And when I got laid off, I actually had 3 jobs when the pandemic.
3 jobs?
Yeah. Well,
she's a hustler.
See, and that's my slogan.
Yeah.
My slogan was the hustle in real estate.
Yeah.
So
but I got laid off from all 3.
Okay.
I was working
during the time
for the Knights and for the Raiders in
say,
addition to nightlife. And that was kind of my, you know, I was trying to go down that path and working with, you know, some sort of sport team. Obviously, the Raiders are coming to Vegas.
Raiders
They're
are here.
Yeah,
the Raiders are here, yeah.
That was definitely my, you know, transition out of the nightlife. I was trying to get into sports. And when I got laid off from all 3, I was like, well, what do I do now? So I pursued getting my real estate license, and it's been...
And now she has all 4 jobs.
Well, we know real estate can be very lucrative if you do it the right way, but it does take time to get in. And what's good about it is you have a side thing going on too, but you're still doing business. You are. You're doing. You guys are crushing it right now.
We're full time during the week and weekend, but on the same, you know, end of it, we've just kind of been trying to keep the side hustle going in the meantime.
Balance it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely. But
so you got into real estate, and you said you did this, how many years ago? How many years ago did you get into real estate? Was it a couple years ago?
When the pandemic happened.
When the pandemic, okay. Yeah. What are some of the challenges that you're seeing right now in real estate, you know? Because a lot of people right now are having struggles of getting into a house. They're trying to find a home. Some of the, you know, it's weird because timing's everything in life. If you get in at the wrong time of something, you might have to wait for that storm to pass. And I think it's not saying that you can't do business, but it is definitely a tougher market than, let's say, you go back 5 or 6 years ago. So what are some of the challenges, Sandy, that you're facing right now?
Every time we submit an offer, I literally pray to the real estate gods for the stars to align. I'm like, please let this happen. Let this deal happen.
Right.
But no, honestly, it has been a lot of learning, a lot of experience with, you know, how to negotiate the right offer to submit.
Sure.
And kind of how to stand out.
Yeah, how to set yourself apart for your clients. Obviously, you know, for us, we want to go to bat for our clients and make sure that they're the ones that win ultimately out of all the 40 offers that are submitted. So
100%. And you know, I think a lot of people, they lose track on the fact that you're working for the client. And some of these agents, these selling agents, sometimes get in a battle where it's like, well, you know, I don't care. We can get what we want. But at the end of the day, you know, it's like you got to look at both sides. The seller is going to want to make the profit. And then the buyer, you're trying to represent them. So it's a little tough because trying to get on the same page, the selling agent, you know, I think, like I've been telling everybody, a lot of these sellers think they hit the lottery with their homes. You know, you could have a home that's,
we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, you can have a home that's a condo or something where it's just a small home that they bought for $120,000. Oh, I'm not taking nothing less than $300. You can just go ahead and write it up.
Gosh,
you know,
they're on like a little bit of a power trip right now. Like it's so hard to get a hold of a lot of agents just because they're getting so many offers and they're just like, whatever. Like, you know, people are running to them, so they're just sitting back chilling. I feel like
right.
That's exactly the vibe. It's like.
So what are some of the things that you're dealing with right now, Tiffany?
I would say the same
thing,
exact thing. Yeah. It's hard to, you know, really stand out. I mean, I had a client that they did $40,000 over asking price and they still didn't get the house. So it's crazy.
40,000 above.
And then the agent finally, I kept responding, like kept trying to get a hold of her and she would never respond. And then she finally emailed like, oh, we went with an offer that was significantly higher than yours. So
Isn't that amazing?
Crazy. Yeah, it's like
to me, I think it's crazy because it's like where did we go, right? I mean, when is this going to stop? I think the big question is when is all these things? I think when rates start to go up, but then they're talking about rates not going up for maybe a year or two. So when rates go up, maybe we'll start to see more of an influx in properties coming out on the market. So I don't know. I think it's a challenging market, but it does groom your skills too, because if you know how to negotiate and write a clean contract,
Right.
definitely it's like this, garbage in, garbage out. That's what the slogan was. You write a clean contract, people go in and they see that. They're not asking for much. They know what the market is. You're not going to get the first one, but you might have to submit, 10 offers, but you may get somebody to say, you know what, this is what we wanted, right? And so it's just challenging. So Tiffany, for you, the transition, how did you get into real estate?
So to kind of back up way far back. So we've kind of both been in the service industry for a long time. I grew up dancing my whole entire life.
Awesome.
And I danced for the NFL and the NBA. So I've been
Excellent.
like 6 years professional dancer, and just kind of always been in front of the crowd. And, I love just the hospitality and just kind of making things happen and, just like making my clients happy. So I think I've just been in that industry for so long, and real estate's kind of the next transition. I love sales, and I love just really wanting my client to be happy and achieve their goals.
Yeah, that's
and
a big thing.
And I've always just kind of like loved architecture and homes and just kind of had an eye for that. So that's how I went into it. And I actually went in about 2 years ago, but I was with a different agency, and I'm not going to name names, but like I just felt super alone, and like I just kind of put it off to the back burner because I was making good money in my nightlife job.
Sure.
And I felt super alone, and I didn't want to ask questions, and I was, so I'm super grateful that I'm on a team right now that I can, have that support and that backbone and just kind of excel me forward. So
that is one of the big things. I've been doing this a while for loans, right? I do guaranteed rate. I've been doing this for a while. I've been through 3 or 4 companies, and you always transition for the better, you think. The hardest part for every real estate agent out there is, where do I get my business? Yeah. Especially when you first get started in the business, right? Where do I get started? And if you can go to a team, this team's phenomenal, by the way. I've been a part of other teams. They're very good at what they do. But when you can get, deals, or you can get people that are sent to you at least to get the conversation started, that's like half the battle.
Oh, yeah. These are people that want to actually have conversations with you, and they're ready to make the move. So we're super grateful for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So you just, one day you're saying, you know what, I wanted to get into real estate because it's intriguing, and it's something that you might, maybe it's a lucrative thing, like I've been saying, something that you can really make a living at, and maybe you can retire at it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever thought about maybe doing dancing for the Raiders, or is that just you're retired?
Yeah, I'm pretty much retired. This is a long time ago. Okay, I don't want to state my age here, but
no.
no, I'm just kidding.
Ladies, you don't look.
No.
You don't look like you've aged. Believe me. So
no, but I know I've done my fair share. I've thought about it, but I'm like, the pay is not that great. So
it's kind of like that boat.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what do you guys do? I mean, when you go out and you look at clients and you calling them and you're kind of grinding, you're trying to go through that process. Take me through some of the challenges that some of the clients are telling you about maybe getting started. Because a lot of these people, they're like, how's the market out there, right? Yeah. And should I get into this market? And how do I buy in this market? But then there's some out there that's like, you know what? I got to get mine while it's hot. Right. I got to get in there and I got to get mine, and I got to, hopefully close on a deal like really quick. I've had people where they've got into contract and they waited and they were like maybe a day or two late because they're out of state. And the seller's like, hey, you know what? We might cancel this deal because we can get another $10,000 or $15,000. Right. I'm sitting here like, are you kidding me? This can't even, like, you're not going to make that money back. Plus, you might make an extra 5, maybe, but for an extra 30 days on the market, I don't know. Is it worth it? So I guess it's just, for me, what I'm looking at is, what is some of the things that these clients are telling you before they move out here? What is some of the challenges?
I mean, I would say that's the first thing is most of our clients are out of state, right?
Yes.
So that's probably one of the hardest things is because they're not here.
Sure.
So it's like for us to go and record or be there FaceTiming them at the property, and for them to actually pull that trigger and be like, all right, I'm making an offer on a property that they've never seen,
right,
is a big deal. Mm-hmm. But you kind of have to do that in this market because if you don't do that, it's going to be gone.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's probably one of the biggest challenges.
You the same? You think that's going through the same process? Have you had any recent people that have given you anything, different than that, or is it kind of similar?
Yeah, kind of just to piggyback off that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people being out of state, they're not really sure. Everything that they're seeing is kind of, you have to submit the offer sight unseen. But a lot of people, when they hear of Vegas, they're like, "Oh, I know Henderson is really nice, or Summerlin's
Always,
really
right?
nice."
Yeah, always.
So,
Always.
So
Maybe
it's
his check
kind
his
of,
videos are always Henderson and Summerlin.
I think people promote.
Yeah,
You know, it's
no,
like,
but people don't know about like Southern Highlands or like the Southwest.
dude, I think Southern
Even the
Highlands is the best,
Northwest,
man.
Or like, I lived in Southern Highlands for a few years.
It's
and
beautiful.
I love it.
I live there. I live there now.
They're all great.
So
they all have their.
I feel like kind of educating the client on different areas and
Yeah.
kind of showing them, you know.
And a lot of these people have never even been to Vegas, and they're making this move. So they don't even, they just know Henderson and Summerlin, but they don't really know the other areas.
I'd
And a
push
lot of
everyone.
clients will be like, I'm looking for this and this and this. And then you get them here, and then they can totally kind of change their
Yeah,
plans. So
these people out of state, it's almost like you guys are in the industry. It's almost like being a VIP host, right?
Yeah.
You come here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you got to show them around, and
Yeah,
this is what this
exactly.
is, and you know, so it's kind of different. But I think a lot of people don't know about Vegas. I don't know why it's always Summerlin first, and it's like the premium, right?
Yeah.
It's like the highest cost of home, but then you got Henderson. But what about like North Las Vegas? You know, what about like some of the areas that, because like I was talking to somebody, he's another person that's in real estate, very educated. He was telling me, you know, it's not always about the location. I mean, the location's important, but what is going to happen in that location, right? So yes, you don't want to buy in a location that's not so good, but are they going to do any improvements?
Yeah.
And is it going to bring the value in that area up? So is there any other, places that you guys
if you
look
talk
at?
to Joey, he loves Inspirata.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Joey's
he's-
our team member.
he's crazy.
Obsessed with Inspirata.
He's
And
crazy
he thinks
about
that's like
Inspirata.
the next
Yeah.
big thing, and it is. There's a lot of shops going up there and a lot of different retail areas and stuff.
Super
but
up and coming.
I mean, yeah, there is a lot of areas that are up and coming. I think the Southern Highlands, I've lived
Yeah.
there, and I thought that it kind of lacked a lot of shops and restaurants, but it just keeps growing and growing and growing right now. So I mean, that could be the next spot too. So
Yeah, it's weird because you look at Vegas and how it's just expanding out.
Right.
Like it just keeps going. And I don't know what the next hotspot is, but we've always been talking, are they gonna run out of room? I mean, the people that are looking, I don't think so, maybe for a while, right? It's gonna be 20, 30 years. But I've had people on a waiting list for 30, 40 days to get into a new home.
oh yeah,
You know,
Oh,
yeah, new homes are crazy.
They're
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
right?
Good luck with new
Lotteries.
homes. Yeah.
The cost of the home is a little bit higher now
the
because
law
of the
premiums and
yeah,
everything.
the lot premiums, the wood.
The cost of lumber, everything, it's crazy.
You were going to tell me that. Yeah. So it's crazy. So you guys are dealing with the same challenges that I'm seeing. Does anybody want to hold off? Like, are they thinking like, well, now's not the time to buy. Should I wait and maybe buy at the end of the year, or maybe buy when homes start to open up? Like, what are you kind of hearing out there on the
I feel
streets?
like a lot of people, that's one of our biggest objections when we're talking to somebody is, oh, I'm going to wait till the fall, or I'm going to wait till this. But it's like, you don't know. Like, what if it just keeps going up and up and up from this? Like,
Sure.
I thought this a year and a half ago, I sold my house and I'm waiting
Yeah.
for the market to crash, and it still hasn't. So
Yeah.
it's like, you don't know.
Everybody says that too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to wait and hold my money.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same, like it's like this cryptocurrency, right? I'm not saying I'm a big cryptocurrency person, but somebody saw something there and everybody's like, well, it's not going to ever go where it's going, but it's going. So we all don't have a crystal ball is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want us to give the answer of like, yeah, it's going to happen next month, or, at the end of the year. I don't know. Nobody knows.
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? So, but yeah, I think if you guys look at the whole picture of Vegas and what's happening in Vegas right now, you're seeing a lot of people wanting to buy, but the demand is there. The houses aren't. Right.
Right.
And
there's
so
a lot of cash buyers too. So I mean,
Right.
people will come in. There's big spenders.
do you
coming
guys
in.
have any idea, ladies? Do you have any idea about how many homes are on the market right now?
We are
Possibly
less than a month, right?
Yeah.
less than a month
The
supply.
inventory
Yep,
is
yep.
super.
It's got slow. It's low.
It's
It's
insane.
super low. Yeah.
What's the average home that comes on the market for you that you've been? I'm doing this on your experience too. It's not the typical, hey, what are realtors doing out there? I'm trying to get it where, let's get some insight about what you ladies are experiencing.
I mean, I would say like 400 to 600,000 is like is probably where
Yeah.
most of my clients are right now. I mean, I have some that are a little bit higher, but
Sure.
I think 400 to 600,000 is probably.
Is that the starting point right now for a home for you
Yeah,
ladies? Is that
pretty
kind of where
much.
people are looking?
Being in that ballpark though,
Yeah.
that 300 to 400, maybe 500 range is
Yeah.
like the most like in
Sought after,
demand.
yeah, right,
Yes.
yeah.
Range for homes. So
Yeah.
when people are trying to submit an offer in that, range of price, it's like
Got to go higher than that.
right. Like,
What's the
people-
record number of offers that's been on a home that you've been a part of, Sandy?
Yeah.
Like, people are like, is there 10, 15? I mean, you haven't seen those numbers, right?
Well, no, it was 20.
20?
plus,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
But the cash ultimately is king. So
Yeah.
Wow, 20 offers.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'd say the same. About 20.
About 20?
25, yeah.
Is that the price range of like 400 to 500? Is that where it's at?
Yeah.
400 to 600?
Well, the one that we had 20 something offers over was about 750,000. So I mean, it's from that range. It still goes higher than that.
Wow,
People
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
right? So you guys are you both are in real estate. You both have seen some challenges. Now, when you meet clients, do you really take clients out, like not in your car, but do you have them follow you, or are they just doing everything online right now?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, you kind of have to kind of reel them in a little bit and have them come into the office, kind of maybe give them a little,
Oh,
a
of course,
meeting
yeah.
and kind of break down the city and everything. Because if you don't do that, it's just
It's
like
gotta break
20
that
houses
ice,
and
yeah.
you're going all around town, taking
Yeah,
them everywhere.
definitely.
But I would say, you can really narrow it down and, yeah, they follow you. And I mean, especially during COVID and stuff.
Yeah. It's a little challenging.
Yeah.
Like some people want to just say, I'm going to do the walkthrough. You can do it for me. We'll do like a Zoom or something.
I've done that.
Is it awkward to do that? Or would you prefer people to be in person to do that?
It's not quite awkward. I did it in front of a homeowner. It was owner occupied.
Sure.
So the homeowner was there while I was doing this like virtual tour.
Yeah.
And my Wi-Fi wasn't working.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was just in an area that was kind of like in the hills back in Henderson. So I had to ask the homeowner for their Wi-Fi password. I was like, I'm so sorry, but I'm doing
That
a
probably got
virtual
pretty normal though, right?
Yeah.
You know
what?
during
We
this
ended
They
time.
probably don't want random people in their house all the
Yeah.
time either.
Oh,
So they would rather
absolutely.
have an agent doing these
Well,
videos.
it definitely started a new conversation of, why I'm doing the virtual, my out-of-state clients,
But also, a lot of clients think that they can just go look at any home, especially luxury homes. People
Yes.
are really curious. Oh, this $2 million home I want to go look at. No,
Oh,
you need
me
to be
too.
pre-approved. You need to yeah, exactly. I would love to see it too.
Yeah.
But you need to be pre-approved. You need to have like a proof of finance, something in that luxury market. You can't just go look at random houses just
Yeah.
because you're curious.
One of the
And-
things that I'm
yeah.
looking at right now is I'm seeing a lot of people with money.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. You wouldn't think, you go back 5 or 6, 7 years. Our home, when we got a $700,000 purchase, I was like, wow, we hit the lottery.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
wow,
huge.
and now it's like, oh, it's only 700. Whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's kind of crazy because people send me their financials and they go things and we'll all keep it secret, but there's a lot of people with money. There's a lot of people that you didn't know that have money that has the ability to put down a large amount of money. And it's just crazy. I would say 1 million to 1.5. That's not unnormal.
Yeah.
2 million, 3 million, 2 million, something around there. I might get those every once in a while. Now we hit the 3 and the 4 million. That's like that's
Yeah.
one off.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you start to see these prices and where they're at, it's
Do you see a lot of California buyers or from all over?
all over. It's mostly East and West Coast though.
Yeah.
They're selling for a premium, coming out here and buying homes. A lot of times they're putting a large down payment. They might
Right.
not even spend their money.
Oh, yeah.
And they're and I don't know if you're going through the same process, but there's not spending a lot of money as far as like, they're not going to dump all of it into it. Some cash buyers, but
Yeah.
most of them that I'm dealing with when they got money like that, it's like a $200,000 loan.
Yeah.
$300,000 loan, which I'm like, man, like I said, 7 years ago, wow, 300,000. Today it's nothing. Today it's not even, it's just breaking the ice. And it's like, I guess people they got money.
Yeah.
So as real estate goes, so do people, I guess. Real estate's one of the vehicles that people use to create wealth. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. So going back to, let's talk about new homes. How many people out there want to buy new homes? Like when you get it, is that the first thing that they ask now?
I would say at least 80%.
Yes.
Maybe even more
80%.
than that. I feel like a lot of people want new homes. Yeah.
And it's a challenge,
But
right?
they don't really
Yeah.
understand the whole process, like about it's going to take 6 to 8 months, maybe even
Well, take me
more
through the
for-
process of what you typically deal with. And it's just, in a very concise but, detailed way.
Well, I mean, some new homes, they require you to, get approved by their lender,
lender, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, to get on the wait list. And
Sure.
then, then the lot
lottery.
release.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you been a part of a lottery before?
I actually haven't, no. But I've been I've talked to Joey about it, and he went to one recently, and there was, he said there was 30 people there. I think they released
people.
5 home sites. There was people that drove from LA just to be there, and it was done in 5 minutes.
Wow.
And then they had to go back home, and then they're on to the next, then they have to wait for the next lot release, and then they don't even have priority then. So it's crazy.
I'm surprised it's not like Christmas. You know, when Christmas, everybody wants that toy for their kid and they start fighting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't see any fights. You know what I mean? It's like,
Probably is, honestly.
we probably have more fights going on than we know. Wait a second. That was me. That wasn't you. Oh, you want to handle it? Let's go outside.
For sure.
Right?
A little rock, paper, scissors action.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's crazy. So when you go and you talk to these real estate agents that are there, you have real estate agents that are at these new homes tracks. Do they have the ability to communicate well with you and say, you know, is this your client? Because I don't know, man. To me, it seemed like they're trying to cherry pick sometimes. I'm not saying builders are bad, but they're like, hey, are you represented? You know, right? Is that kind of
1,000%?
Yeah.
1,000, right? So they're kind of like, oh, hopefully they're not, because they want to get that business.
Right.
What the wrong thing to do is, if you have a real estate agent, contact your real estate agent before you go to a new homes track. One, they're going to probably give you a better experience and probably look for you and look at your best interest, right?
Yeah, they're representing you. They're representing the other people are representing the
builder.
builders.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to be represented.
Yeah, it's crazy. So a lot of people just say, you know what, I'm going to do it on my own. It's a new home build. You know what? We had calls, foundation issues, right? There's other things, structural issues. I had another one today that the appliances aren't working, you know? And it's like, well, these things should be working. Is it because the builders are just too busy, right? And they just can't get the capacity of getting all these people to, you know, are all these, you know, the workers, the construction workers, to make these things happen. You know, they could do it. You know, they don't, it's not that they can't do it. I mean, the cost is probably not there, too crazy for them to fix these things. But sometimes they're kind of like, oh, I'm going to get, you know, I'm disgruntled to the fact that you're asking me to fix a home. So I don't know. You guys dealing with some of those challenges like that?
They're just so overwhelmed and busy too that they're just like, you know, another client. You know, they don't care. You know.
So right now I'm going to tell you guys we're talking to Sandy Geddes. I said that right.
Yeah.
Tiffany Finn. They're both working from Simply Vegas. They also work with Chuckett's team, Chuckett's Crusoe, and we're all on a team. We're all work together. I'm just trying to give some insight about what challenges they go through, and we'll bring up the site here shortly about where you can find them. So let's go back. I want to talk a little bit about Las Vegas. Okay, we all know that you're a real estate agent. We all know the challenges. Everybody here is so you can get more familiar with the, you know, with you guys as people and what you do and hobbies. Sandy.
Yes.
What are some of your hobbies here in Las Vegas?
My hobbies. I am a huge snowboarder.
Snowboarder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I love all outdoor activities.
So you go up here? Is it you go up here a lot?
Mount
or do you
Charleston.
go? Yeah, you go up to Mount Charleston?
Lee Canyon. Yeah. So I tell
Wow.
people the crazy thing about Vegas is that people always ask me when they're when they're visiting, they're like, "Do you live on the Strip?" I'm like,
Isn't that a, you know what's so funny? You go back 50 years, maybe you live right next to the Strip.
Yeah.
This place is so big now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not only the Strip. You got Red Rock, you got, you know, snowboarding, hiking.
If you asked me 10 years ago if I would have ever lived in Vegas, I'd laugh in your face.
Me too.
But
Really?
it's
So
normal.
you wouldn't live here
No.
if it was like
I mean, I wouldn't think, like, when I think of Vegas, I think of like party and the Strip and
I
like
never
whatever.
had
But like, there's normal suburban
no
areas like
intention of-
hiking, like
Yeah.
golfing, like good restaurants.
Yeah, it's not
There's
just
great
you go to
stuff.
work,
It's-
right?
Yeah, you don't just think of.
So,
I don't know. I don't think.
Yeah,
it's just
no,
the Strip.
exactly. I always tell people when they're new to Vegas, I'm like, there's so much. If you go 30 minutes that way, there's a lake.
Sure.
If you go 30 minutes that way, there's a ski and snowboard resort, and there's so much to offer. There's hiking in every direction. You
Wow.
can do,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's kind of, you know, I'm very happy here. I had a motorcycle until.
What kind of motorcycle did you have?
I had a Suzuki,
Suzuki.
a GSXR.
Is that a crotch rocket?
Yes.
Wow, you didn't ride it yourself, did you?
Yes, she did.
No.
Yeah.
Man, you got to show pictures of that, man.
She's got some.
She's all flexing.
all like-
Yes.
Well, I did end up crashing it, but.
You know what? I was going to tell you is that a lot of people, when they get a crotch rocket, to me, I think you go through like a stage, and I can't say speak on personal experience, but you go through a stage where it's like you get familiar with the bike, and then almost it's like it's just too hard not to turn that throttle, right? It's just you're gone, right? It's just boom.
I would not realize I was going like 90, 95, 100, but it would feel
95,
like
100.
No, yeah, like I don't feel like
Man,
it
you're
on the bike.
fearless.
Well, I did crash.
Good thing you're okay.
Wow.
I mean, I
was
live
a
to
good-
tell about it, so you know.
That's
it's fine,
crazy.
But regardless, it was because I loved riding around Las Vegas. So going out to like the Lake Mead, like
some open
right
roads.
Around there.
What do you think about
exactly.
Lake
like,
Las Vegas? Do you like that area?
Oh, Lake Las Vegas is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like they're up and coming now, building a lot of like restaurants
Premium.
and everything, and the homes out there are insane.
Premium. I mean, it's starting to get to the point where it's like, all right, you want 40 above? Right?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like if you don't work on the Strip or you're retired or you can work from home, that's a great place to live.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's actually where I learned to ride my bike because it's so
it's
like
open, right?
Private and you know, there's beautiful roads out there. So I literally would ride my bike out there and just ride around the loop, and you know, it was beautiful.
It's kind of dangerous though, not because you don't know how to ride. But it's not.
Vegas drivers are a little crazy.
They're crazy.
Yeah, they are crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is they'll hit and run, and then
Yeah.
like I've seen this happen. I mean, look, I'm not trying to scare everybody, but they do that sometimes. I'm sure they do it in California. They do have where people run into somebody and then they're like, I'm out. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's because they're intoxicated or they're under the influence, right?
Or on their phone.
On their phone, something
Or
happened.
they're a real estate agent talking to clients.
Right.
Trying to email and on the phone at the same time. Like, okay, I'll send you this contract. Hold on.
What about you, Tiffany? What do you do for hobbies?
I love traveling.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I've been to like, I don't know, 40 or 50 countries.
Matter of fact, I called you the other day and you were out.
Yeah,
Where were you
I
at?
was in like Cabo or something.
She's like, I'm just like Cabo. You know how it goes.
Trip to Cabo.
You know how it
I
is.
love traveling. I love hiking. I love camping. I golf.
Yeah.
So you're really down to earth.
Yeah, like
man.
we both are. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of our group of friends, like we do a lot of like.
Do you
cool,
guys
fun
hang
stuff.
out outside? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
So did you one of you recruit each other or what happened?
It's like we both kind of like we both worked at Marquee and we knew each other and we were friends but we weren't like super close and then she's like she knew I did real estate but I'm like I don't know I don't really like my company I'm with and then she's like well I'm joining this team like come on and so then like we became really close because it's like we're kind of in the same.
I think it's a good. I think it's a good.
We're kind
decision.
of bouncing off of each other and it's good. Like we're both kind of learning so it's great. Yeah.
That is true, and
going through it together.
Yeah, when you work with somebody and you can share your challenges,
right?
Maybe they can tell you like, "This is how I overcame it."
Makes you stronger.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
It makes you get that much quicker to where you need to be too. Right. Especially if you got mentors or people that are teaching you guys how to do real estate. But I mean, you guys got the gist of it. I mean, I'm working with deals with you guys. You're out showing properties. You're out writing contracts. So you're out and about. So, it's kind of interesting because a lot of people really don't know Vegas other than the Strip. And it's funny that you brought that up. Like we said, there's people that go out and they go hiking, they go mountain biking. There's a lot of trails out here. Mm-hmm. There's helicopter rides. I think it's kind of more for but you can take a helicopter ride all the way to Arizona. I mean,
Grand Canyon. Well, even around here too, like Utah, there's so many cool national parks. I mean,
Zion,
California,
right?
So Zion. I love Zion. Bryce Canyon. I mean, there's so many. But,
it's beautiful out there. It really is. So when you guys are out and you're talking, let's talk about real estate again. I want to kind of go back, and this will be kind of our summing up what we were trying to get out. So you guys got into real estate. You know that there's challenges. The thing I want to ask you, Sandy, and I'm going to ask you too, Tiffany, is what is the hard part about juggling between working where you work now, because you still work at Marquee, and then trying to create your own time block for real estate? So explain, is that challenging to you?
I would say it is a challenge, but it's more so just focusing energy into each, career, I guess.
Yeah.
Because in real estate, I know I can be successful and, overcome all these objectives and, work with my clients and make sure my clients come out on top, and I want to do right by them. So I do feel like I focus more of my energy into real estate.
Yeah.
But literally, I am team no sleep. So,
so is it challenging to time block your time to, I'm working now. I know this is making money. But real estate's making money too. Mm-hmm. And is there ever a point where you're like, I got to pick one, or is it like, you know what, I'm really good with managing my time, and I'm really good at, because I know you work real estate full time. It's not, well, I only work a day and that's it. You work full time. And you go into Marquee like what, during the weekend? Is that when you guys go in?
We're on the weekend.
That's the hot time, right? Yeah. Marquee. Is that where the money's at?
Well, we're just open, like the day club's open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the nightclub's open Friday, Saturday right now.
Have you ever worked the nightclub?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I right now, so it's crazy because day club.
She's doing both.
I'm doing both because we're like kind of short staffed. So I mean, for this past couple weekends, I've been working like 11 a.m. till literally 4 or 5 a.m.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. to
She's
4 or
team
5
no
a.m.
sleep.
So I'm
take
doing
it back.
both shifts,
Yeah.
and then I sleep for like 2 or 3 hours. Go back and do it
Yeah.
again.
Remember, we had this crazy
Yeah.
thing. She was like, "Hey, you called me," and I'm like, "No, I didn't." But
Yeah.
she's like, "I went to bed at 2, and then it was like 8," and I'm like, "How does she do it?"
No, that was a lot of sleep that night. Like normally I'll get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and then literally like we'll have a meeting Friday morning, then I'll go straight to work that night too, and then come back to work Saturday night,
Yeah.
and then like Sunday night I'll show somebody houses in the morning and then go to work again.
That's hustling,
So Monday
man.
I'm just like, Monday I'm dead. I'm like, okay, this is my day. Like I'll return calls like a little bit later, but
Yeah.
like, you know,
Dial
it's,
Tuesdays.
yeah. But we've also kind of like come to an agreement where it's like she's working night, I'm working day. So it's like if you have clients and I have clients, then we kind of
We have each other's
we have each other's back.
You got
So
each other's
it's really
back.
cool, yeah.
Let's go over and let's look at the website. And I got this pulled up. And if you guys need to find Sandy Geddes or Tiffany Finn, you can find them here. And this is lvhomeexperts.com. This is the website you can go to. This is the team, man. We got a nice team.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, look at this. This is growing. And you guys are looking good on this. So you guys have any personal website? This is the website to go to. But,
Right.
you know, we can always go back and we can talk about how somebody would get a hold of you if there's another way. Like, let's say you had a personal website. This is a great start. You know, you got Las Vegas Home Experts. That's the great start to get started. But is there any other way for you guys to maybe somebody get a hold of you guys? I'm just curious. Do you guys have any? Are you trying to generate a website? I mean, this is
I would
perfect.
say this pretty much, and Instagram is probably like our.
You do a lot of Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's where I was going.
super
Like
easy.
social media.
Yeah, social media, Instagram. I mean, I'm really easy to reach on Instagram.
You guys don't
Phone
do any like
numbers.
lives or anything, like Instagram lives or anything. I think where I was saying is how to
Fun homes.
on homes, right?
Yeah.
Do you do home tours with Instagram Live?
Yeah, we've done some reels together before. Yeah,
That's
they were pretty
awesome.
fun. Yeah, we
Blue
actually got a
heron.
lot of traction from the blue heron.
Oh my goodness.
one. Yeah,
Those were phenomenal
Beautiful,
homes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny too. Like when you jump on there, it takes a minute, but all of a sudden you get bombarded.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's like,
everyone's like, "Where is
Yeah,
that?
where's
I
this
want
at?"
that." Yeah.
yeah, you know, I have a
Yeah.
friend, man. He goes down, he does some streaming, but at the end of the day, it's like weird because if you do it here, a lot of people know maybe where that's at, and they may like, oh, I'm gonna go check that out. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, hey, I know exactly where that location's at. So it just gets I think it gets the phones ringing.
Yeah.
I really think so. So we'll go back, you guys. We'll try to end the show, but I just want to say thank you guys for coming in, both you ladies.
Thank
I keep
you.
saying guys, but thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
And it's force of habit,
It's
you know.
okay.
And also, you know, if you guys have any final thoughts about anything going on in the market, anything you wanted to express out there to anybody, anything for you, Sandy?
I would just say, you know, have some faith. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We're, you know, working
Patience,
on.
yeah.
We have patience, but
Yeah, but they need patience too to find the right home and
well, yeah.
It's tough.
Trust in
And
us as well.
For
It's
us,
tough.
you know, like since we've been in, you know, guest experience for this long, I feel like we literally do
Care.
work
Yeah, care
for
about
our clients.
Yeah.
So we want to make the most of their experience, and especially if they're first-time homebuyers or investors, you know, we want to make sure like they're comfortable with the transaction. They know everything that's happening.
Yeah.
So I think just, you know, have faith in us. We're going to go to bat for you, and we're going to make this the best experience that you've ever had.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part is gaining that trust, and you have to be likable, right? You got to people have to be able to connect with you somehow.
Right.
You know, you might not be best friends, but you got to connect. So, anything you want to say here, Tiffany, about?
I think kind of the same, but maybe hit up our boy Dan for some loans.
There you go. Yes, yes, call me.
Yeah.
Dan for the
If you
loan.
got
It's
some
all-
questions,
it's an info
first-time
commercial.
home buyers, you know.
Some of those.
I'm still learning all this stuff, so it's
It's a
good.
lot.
You provide a lot of information for us too.
Oh,
so.
definitely, yeah.
It's a lot. You know what? Sometimes I talk to people and they look at me like this, like, "What did you just say?"
Yeah, it's totally a lot. Yeah.
And all it is a different language. We all
Yeah.
mean the same, but I get it so redundant, and it's so
Yeah.
many times that I'm just talking, and I'm like, wait a second, this person doesn't know what
Take it back
LTV
a
is.
little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
You know, and I think that's sometimes when I do other podcasts, you know, sometimes I need to bring it down a little bit, maybe put it out where people can maybe relate to it a
Yeah.
little bit more,
Yeah.
understand it. A lot of times people want information about credit, but either way, like I said, you guys, we can go to lvhomeexperts.com. You can find both of these ladies there. And I want to say, both of you, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
Yes,
Having us.
yes,
Fun
and
times.
we will do this again sometime.
Yeah.
We'll try to reach back on this. So you guys, thank you. If you guys haven't commented in the comment section, please do so. If you have any questions on real estate, if you want to get a hold of Sandy or you want to get a hold of Tiffany, I'll have their information in that section as well. And you guys have a good rest of your Thank you for watching an episode of the French Workbench podcast. If you want to tune into past episodes, please subscribe to my channel now. Also, if you want to look at our audio-only options, we do have iTunes and SoundCloud.